Shalom, shalom. Um, Thank you for coming. That's first off. Um, Tonight, I pray that y'all appreciate that y'all understand if I don't put on the camera. I want to concentrate mostly on the information I'm about to bring out. Um, I know that seeing all the fireworks, all the festivities at this time weighs heavy on people, but I want to bring out information that may have been brought out before or that you've heard before, but some of it needs to be repeated. And I'm going to bring out, obviously, scripture, some science, common sense, and scriptures, right? And I appreciate everyone for coming on tonight. Um, Today, when many of us had a day off, and we all know that we'll take it. But in all honesty, we're not supposed to celebrate the so called New Year with all these people, right? So, and that's why I named this class um, New Year celebrated basically at the wrong time, right? Many people celebrate the so-called New Year, not understanding that the calendars were changed. And I had a class like that, and forgive me if I didn't, go in too deep, but I seem to be a person that is very um, in tune, as I would call it, with the time, and try to be as much as I can, and especially with brothers who are still teaching me, and we teach each other with the scriptures, with wisdom, with you know understanding, and with a temperance above all, especially towards me as being one of the newcomers in AOC. And I appreciate every brother that I have in my family that I didn't have before, you know. And I appreciate every one of you brothers and sisters listening to me tonight, taking the time to listen to what I have to say, maybe sometimes babble on. Many people celebrate January, 1st of January, as the new year. But when we're going to see in the scriptures and in the Hebrew and also with common sense, we know that the new year is not in the dead of winter. We know that the new year is celebrated by what we see throughout nature, what we see in our everyday life, right? We are beings that are basically trees, as it says in Ezekiel 31 and 8, that are able to see and experience and walk around and watch the passage of time. But we have people above us, unfortunately, that use these times to change our minds, to change our sense of self, and to change our internal clocks, right? And to do that, they use images, they change the times. Even, our president is talking about removing daylight saving time, but that's another whole other discussion, all right? And when we look at many of the things that are going on right now, Janus, which is this month is named after, is what people flock to when they go to New York and see the so-called globe or sphere or ball drop, right? And they see that thing drop down and they count down toward the new year, but not understanding that what they're doing is celebrating a Roman god, right? A Roman god that is named Janus. And I'm going to bring forth an image of a so-called depiction of him, right? This lifeless statue that represents absolutely nothing to us as a people, right? It is basically two faces looking opposite of each other, right? One looking towards the left, which is the past, and the other one looking forward, right, which is the future, right? And Many people think that, oh, it's fine, it's nothing serious, it's not that important. But if it's not that important, right, it's not that serious. And this country is built upon the Bible. Judges, right, lawyers, defendants go in court and swear upon the Bible. Many of the laws that are made in this country are made based on the Bible. But they want you to celebrate New Year's on their time. And so-called Janus is the god, so-called lifeless statue of endings and beginnings. So they're literally telling you that you, after so-called Christmas, which is a Babylonian custom, right? And you spent all your money, that you have to go and walk to their gates. So Christmas, you sacrifice to a different god, right, under a Christmas tree. And we could go there in and everybody should know this, but I will bring it out anyway for edification purposes. Jeremiah chapter 10, and we'll start at verse 1. And it reads, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel," that is all so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American of Negro descent, right? "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen." Who are the heathens? Those that have us celebrating festivities that are not in the scriptures in Leviticus 23. "And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven." What are some of the signs of heaven? People looking at a ball in Times Square coming down. That's one of the signs of heaven, right? "For the heathen are dismayed at them." Why are they dismayed? Because they know to them it's a whole new year, and they have a lot more work to do to keep afloat. But we don't need to work. We're gonna stay afloat regardless, right? Because the Most High has it in His hand, in His palm of His hand, right? In righteousness, and it keeps going. "For the heathen are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vain. From one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. It must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also it is in them to do good." They can't do nothing for you. But people are going bankrupt, buying gifts, putting under the Christmas tree. Then the following couple of days later, you coming out of your home or wherever you are to go to a certain place to go watch a globe come down, ushering in a new year at the wrong time, according to the heathen that don't like us anyway. So you bankrupt yourself or got credit card debt. You can't pay your light bill. You can't pay certain bills that you need to pay to satisfy your. And I even heard parents say, "Oh, I'm doing it for the children." But what did Yahushua say? If you put your father and the mother, or even your children before the Lord, then before the Yahushua, you're not worthy of Him. But people still do it. They still do it, and they look at you and they think that it's okay. But now, once you bought all these gifts, you go out, right, to see the ball drop. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. because this is very important. Now you got less money, right? Money that you need to do many other things to build the wealth of your family, generational wealth. And you could, and at the same time, that on the 25th this year, right? I say this year, not last year, this year, because the new year starts in March, not in January, in March. This year, on the 25th at night, was the Feast of Dedication. Forgive me if I mistake the date, because my memory is not all that good. But I know it was the 25th at night, I believe the 25th at night going into 26th, because all the feast days fall on the at night going into the morning. So we all had a choice. Either you celebrated the holidays that is called Christmas, which is a celebration of Nimrod and Babylonian customs, or celebrate the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Lights, Hanukkah or Hanukkah, which is our celebration. Right? Now, the chapter and verse from before was Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1, all the way down, I would say, to verse 7, approximately, right? But now, we're at this point, imagine all of us, for argument's sake, we celebrated Christmas, all of us, and we're bankrupt, we ain't got no money. Now, we're going to see the ball drop, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, and let's go to verse 49. You know what? Verse 48. Right? And it reads, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." So basically, we're going around in circles. Those of us that celebrate Christmas, celebrate those wicked holidays that the Bible tells us is vain, we start out the year by breaking the law of God, celebrating something that we're not supposed to celebrate, bankrupting ourselves to please people, when we're supposed to teach our children while they are young so they do not leave the path when they get old. And we come in our minds, in the minds of those that don't understand, in a new year, barren and broken, fulfilling Deuteronomy 28 and 48. And it keeps going. And in people's mind, that start at the new year start at January 1st, you already destroyed. And you go into a new year, and they push every so-called new year. They push new so-called new resolutions. Going to the gym, and they time the markets and the stock market according to what they want us to do for people at the top to make money. So they know that you're going to the gym. Oh, I'm going to put my money in stock into this area to make money, because I know they're going to go to the gym. They're going to go to Planet Fitness, to Crunch, to what's the other one? Blink, and buy some stocks or buy some options and make money. Because I know that's what they're going to do, because we give them like sheep to the slaughter to leave the last year and go to the next year and time the market to make money, right? Now let's go to Deuteronomy 28:49. "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." Yeah, a lot of our people celebrate so-called January, not understanding what it means. You are by going and accepting that January 1st is the new year. You are accepting another God into your mind, another entity that takes place of the Most High God in your mind. Now, sure, we all have family that like the tribe of Levi, we have family, right, that celebrate the new year with the independence of the Haitians from the French. Now, there are people that tell you that we got our independence January 1st and it was an accident, but most I don't make no, doesn't have accidents, right? And for argument's sake, let's say that we had a choice between celebrating the New Year with the heathen and Janus or celebrating Haitian Independence Day with soup jumu, right? I'm gonna ask y'all, which one would y'all choose? Would y'all choose the heathens holiday or drinking soup with Levites and Haitians for handing it to the French? And I'm speaking because I don't want to be profane on YouTube, but to get the independence from the French. Which one would y'all choose? A or B? One or option two? Let me hear y'all. Because with Janus, people would sacrifice while people are going to Times Square and celebrating New Year. There are people sacrificing, unbeknownst to y'all, to Janus. Now, I'll ask again, option one is to celebrate Janus and, the New Year in January, or celebrating the Haitian Revolution, which is B, with the Haitians, or flying a Haitian flag or eating soup jumu, right? Because I know what they say about the Haitians, about the fact that they did a ritual and did voodoo to win. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that later. And I'm going to use common sense to prove to you that can't be. They did not do a sacrifice to the devil and all that. I won't prove it to you with common sense and understanding, right? Now, most of y'all said B, which is perfect. And Tasha said neither, right? Eat cats and dogs. Well, we don't eat cats and dogs. I'm a Levite, and I'm going to tell you we don't eat that. And the people that do are not Haitian. They're probably, so-called. The only woman that ate cat, she was caught by the police, and she was shall we say, had mental issues, right? Now, this is the same song and dance that they do every year, right? Every president that come in every 4 to 8 years, right? They say, in the first so-called number of days, it could be 100 days, 200 days, or whatever number of days, they're going to do something. So they mark that day as a day to start things and to change things around, right? And this is nothing new. And as the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. Meaning everything has been done before. There is nothing new that they bring about that hasn't been done before. Now let's go to Daniel. Chapter 7, verse 25. And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. He shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. So they're going to change the times. And just like always, they're like, because if you look at old Bibles from the 1700s, the New Year started in the month of March. And if you look at scripture, what was the New Year? It was the month of Abib. And what does Abib mean? I'm going to ask the audience, what does Abib mean? I want to see if y'all know. I want to see if y'all know. Y'all want to celebrate with the Levites, with the 12 tribes of Israel, eat soup jumu, eat that good soup. Let me see if you know. Let me see if you know. Are you invited at the party? Do you have your garment on? Do you know? Do you study to show yourself approved? Let me know. What does Abib mean? And no, I'm not typing it in. I'm just getting y'all a picture of what a subjumu look like. I even had some. I have to go back to the family in New York to get some. But what does Abib mean? I want to know. Okay, Dash. Spring began. Who else got an answer? Who else got an answer? Passover? No. No. Abib. First, let me show y'all what Sujumu look like. Let me see. Let me show y'all. Share screen. Let me see. No. That's what Subjumu look like, right? Pumpkin soup. Come on now. You're not gonna rock with us? The Levites? You're not gonna rock with us? Even to this day, New Orleans on Mondays, they serve red bean soup because on that day, to this day, some families do that because of independence of 1804, right? Many of our Haitian women would do their laundry on that day, so they have no time to cook, so they would cook red beans. So we could see the influence in the culinary food, in the history, right, on the 1st of January. But this is what soup journal looked like. It looked like pumpkin soup with noodles, carrots, potatoes, beef. It looked good. Tastes good too. You can find a Haitian or a Levite next to you on this day or tomorrow. Yo, can I get some of that soup journal, man? Like, yo, you understand the vibes. Because the people that lived in Haiti since 1719 and a little bit before that, so-called white man came to the island and was giving our people hell, right? And they were even allowed to eat this soup. But we'll get to that later. The month of the word Abib from the Hebrew, and I thank my brother Karab for helping me out all the time. It means to spring forth. Spring forth. Now, when spring forth has its own meaning, double meaning, and wisdom within it. When you hear it, when you hear spring forth, it means that it's gonna come when it's gonna come at its own time. Spring forth. Spring in itself means, new beginning, but it's gonna spring forth. It's gonna come forward on its own time. But why are we celebrating the new year in the dead of winter? Makes no sense. But in Haiti, they were celebrating Independence Day, right? In 1804. Now, people will tell you that the Haitians did a voodoo ritual and all that. But before that, gone. It does sound like goulash, right? But when you look at the calendar, right? The calendar before Salah, the calendar before was a Julian calendar, and then it changed to a Gregorian calendar, right? But in 1750, the New Stalin calendar, also known as the Chesterfield Act, or British calendar of 1751, right, from the British, They changed the calendar because before the calendar was 13 months, and it started in March, and in September there was less days in certain months. There was less days in certain months, but March was the beginning of the year because they understood that not only was the calendar a lunar calendar before they made their changes, but also that spring time was according to the seasons. Nature knows. Elephants know when to travel to and fro. Animals know what time it is. But the heathen tell us it's the new year when it's false. Now, they will mix it up, trying to mix us up with, oh, it's the new year because it's 12 months. No, it's wrong, totally wrong. And we can even feel that in our spirit when they tell us it's a new year. And many people can't even hold their resolutions because it's the dead of winter. There's a certain vibration and energy that goes with spring. Spring forth. There's an energy. Even the constellations, the sun, and I will bring that out too. Many people don't know this, right? And they should be aware. The sun is further away from the earth during spring and summer. And the sun is closest to the earth when it's winter, which is amazing in itself, which shows a certain degree of love from the Most High. Because if normal people would think, oh, the sun is further away from the earth when it's winter. No, it's the opposite. Because we could see that. Yeah, let's look at, when you look at food, right? Strawberries, things that grow. Strawberries, right? Look at strawberries, apricots, cherries, right? Strawberries and cherries, when they are grown in season, they are sweeter than where they are grown in winter. We go to the grocery and you can find strawberries and cherries all year round. But how do we know that it's not at the right season? Because the timing is off. Not only that, but the taste is not the same. If you grab strawberries at a farmer's market and eat the strawberries, they will taste sweeter than if you grab them in winter. And that's a fact. And it shows, even though, people, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you, oh, the distance between of the sun and the moon to the earth it's negligible. No, it's not. If it was, then fruit would taste the same all year round, taste sweet all year round. And cherries are the proof of that. If you do your research on cherries, they are at that peak of taste at late April. And they are sweet at that time. Any other time during the winter, they taste bitter. So there's an effect that takes place when the sun is close or far from the vegetation that we grow, which means that we're supposed to grow certain things at certain times and seasons. And Yahushua proved us that when he cursed the fig tree, because it was out of season. It wasn't growing, and he wasn't hungry. It was like, how come you're not growing? Yo, put it to death. The fig tree was not growing fruit in season. Nah, boom, that has to go. So we have to see that the so-called white man is the most evil person on the face of the earth, right? Because in 1752, right, after they changed the calendars, 11 days were dropped from the month of September. 11 days was dropped. 11 days was dropped, right? So they always move these dates and these events according to what they want to worship and what they want to do to make money. You have to understand, when you look at the word calendar or calendars, it means accounting. Who's accounting for what? They're not accounting for what the Most High want. They're accounting for their pockets. Calendars from the Greek means accounting. And what is the biggest, one of the biggest professions in this country? Economists, Wall Street, trading, JP Morgan, Bear Stearns, Procter and Gamble. All these companies, they focus on making money. That's what it is. But we as a people, nation of Israel, we focus on what the Lord wants, what the Lord desires, right? And let's go to Exodus chapter 23, verse 15. And it reads, right? Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I command thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. Abib. So let's read that again. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib, which is spring forth. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. The Most High is telling you that in the month of Abib, where everything grows, everything springs forth, you have an opportunity, and it was the start of our year, the start of a new beginning, because we got out of bondage. We got out of serving Egypt or Mizraim, out of the house of bondage, which is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. And Most High later on, as always, we don't listen. We repeat it again. Exodus 34 and 18. The feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, in the time of the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib thou camest out from Egypt. Right? Now we keep going. Deuteronomy means to repeat or reiterate the law. We're some hard-headed people, right? Deuteronomy 16 and 1. Observe the month of Abib. Observe the month in which springs forth life, right? And keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God, for in the month of Abib the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night, which is beautiful, right? And when you look at the beauty of the Most High to show us how it works, how you know what time it is, and you don't even need no watch, and you got your internal clock to work with the Most High, to work with the nature, to work with what he gave us, because he gave us constellations, stars, to not be swayed in the wrong direction by the so-called New Year's, by different feasts that they give us. This manual is the greatest manual ever given to man. You have other books that are on Audible, right? People are recording their voice. People are trying to be voice actors, voice this, voice that. But the greatest voice that should be in your mind is the scriptures. Now, let's look at, for a second, during winter, right? In the northern hemisphere, the earth is closest to the sun at a distance of roughly, and that is by their metric, 91.4 million miles, right? Away, which is in the Earth's orbit. And this occurs around early January, right? Now, there are fruits and vegetables that grow around that time, right? We have, let me see. avocados, right? But when we look at what the white man has done, we don't even know when some of these fruits and vegetables grow anymore to be at their peak freshness, like garlic, like, scallions, asparagus, stuff that would help us during the winter to not only keep us healthy, but keep us basically safe from disease. But now we go to the groceries instead of growing our own food or going to at the highest peak that would deem correct or okay farmers market. But we don't grow anything at the groceries. We go and grab stuff and pay for it. Meanwhile, the greatest goal that we could have is by keeping the seeds that we get from lemons, planting tomatoes to grow more tomatoes, seeds that we get from fruits, papayas, and so on and so forth, and gaining a greater understanding of the times and not be swayed by what they say, right? But now, with that, I want to go next to the Haitian Revolution. Because I remember Tasha. You think I forgot? You said, oh, you wouldn't do neither. You wouldn't do neither. I want to know, why neither? Why not, be with Levites? You know what I'm saying? Be with the ones that freed America from the French and the Louisiana Purchase and eat that good soup. Why neither? Why not, chill with us, or even, why you put my brothers to the side? That's not okay. But I get it though. But I'm gonna go into that because there are people that think that the Levites did a sacrifice and did a deal with the devil. Now, what does devil mean? I want the whole class to tell me what devil means. What does the word devil mean? Okay, I get you. But I will explain what I mean, right? What does the word devil mean? Salah. Deceiver, right? Now, who's the deceiver? Who's the greatest deceiver to have ever deceived the world? Who would deceive the whole world in believing that we are nothing and they have everything? They came to every island, every country from they went to Arabia all the way to Japan and everything in between, putting their swords to people's mouths, throats, children, and men, right? So go white man. He's the devil, right? Now let's go. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Yes, Esau, Caesar Borgia, so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? All of that are great answers. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Salah. And it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? Now, he changed the times. They came to the island and stole, raped, robbed, and murdered, right? In Haiti, just like any other island. But in Haiti, they made the one mistake that they shouldn't do to any of the other tribes of Israel. They touched the children of the Most High, right? Now, people say that the Haitians made a deal with the devil. Now, that makes no sense, because if a person that don't look like you, and we read before from Deuteronomy 28, verse 49 and 50, who had no mercy upon the young or the old, they don't look like us, they're Europeans, we don't need sunscreen. If we needed sunscreen, we put it on our hands and our feet. We wouldn't put it anywhere else on our body. As long as we eat fresh fruits, vegetables, at the right time for peak freshness, We don't need no sunscreen. We'll put it on our hands and feet and rub our hands and feet and put sunscreen just to keep our hands nice and soft. We don't need it on our skin, right? Because Most High protected us by giving us beautiful melanin, right? So this man, he must be the devil. And he comes to an island, and we go and make a sacrifice. Why would we make a sacrifice to a man that don't look like us? To the deceiver? No, we won't. At the extent of being superfluous, our people in that time would pray to Bon Dieu, right? Which is Creole for God. But they would not pray to a person that don't look like them, which is in itself just plain common sense. You would pray a sacrifice to a person that looks like you, and who in Creole we name him Bon Dieu, right? In the vernacular. But many people think that we sacrifice to Satan. Now, another point. If the Haitians had sacrificed to the deceiver, why would the deceiver free us from slavery? Now, I understand what Tasha is saying, that we're still not free from our oppressors. But we have to understand that the Levites technically were supposed to live among the other tribes. They were supposed to live among the other tribes because the Levites are basically the police. Now, as policemen, as the priests and the police and the law holders and givers of the Most High, did we went off? Yes, we did. Do we deserve what we're getting right now? Yes, we do. Right? But the Most High had mercy enough to give strength to men and the leaders, Capois la Mort, right? Toussaint Louverture, right? Jean-Jacques Dessalines, all those men to pull out the tribe of Levi out of that situation. At one point, the island of Haiti was called the Pearl of the Caribbean. Pearl of the Caribbean, right? But in our wickedness, as always, Levites, we have an issue and an attachment, and I say attachment to white people that is misguided, thinking that they're going to help us. They're never going to help us. And to this day, we're still suffering under their hand. Right? And the Most High allowed us to be free by knowing who we are and to be able to rededicate ourselves to Him. Right? People have to understand the Most High in the scriptures was in front of the tribe of the nation of Israel with Levi to go to war. So it was fitting for the Most High to help Levi at that particular time to free them from that particular bondage, because we were ready to die, to give up the ghost to be free. Someone asked, why the Most High is still punishing us for all these years if He loves us? Because many of us don't want to listen to the Most High. We want to do what we want to do, and we know the opposite. And that's why a lot of us are going out there and bringing out this word, trying to talk to people, trying to get them to understand, trying to present them with the facts. But if they don't accept, we can't force them to. A man can lead a horse to water, but he can't force him to drink. Right? And I'm going to bring out a scripture just for that, right? Second Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. Right? And it reads, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face. You humble yourself. That's step one. And pray, step 2. And seek my face. That's step 3. And turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. And land means not only the land of Israel, but you as a person, because you are the property and the property of the Most High. He's not going to plant a seed in you if you're not willing to listen. And I'll tell y'all a story in passing. I used to live in Canada, right? Those of you that know me, y'all already know this. But I used to live in Canada. And at one point, I came to the U.S. after my uncle died because I did not know who my father was. We didn't have a great relationship, right? So I wanted to mend things off and be in good terms, not only with my father, but with the Most High. In the meantime, Canada is spewing me out and kicking me out with like a horse kicking a Edomite in the face, right? So I came to Canada. At one point, I couldn't find a job. So I did exactly what this says. I said, nah, I'm going to humble myself. I prayed to the Most High. And I said, Most High, let me learn these scriptures. Let me learn the way. Like, let me find a way to understand what's going on. And bam. That's when the Most High put me on the path to meet brothers and to understand scripture. And I'm still understanding scripture. I don't get everything. You're not going to get everything overnight. Some of us get it in the first 2-3 years. Some of us took 5-6 years to get it. It's not about how much we walk in or how much you do. It's about putting one foot in front of the other. Just doing what you're supposed to do. Because best believe the white man gonna do what he gotta do. He going to the gun range. He making sure that he getting his time in. Meanwhile, we got our people that don't want to put their time in. And the formula's right there. I'm going to read it again, right? This is I'm putting in the chat. 2 Chronicles. Salah. 2 Chronicles. Chapter 7, verse 14. Good. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face. You got to look for the Most High. Be like, Most High, I'm looking for you. Where am I going to find you? Even if you're in your secret place in your house praying, you could say it out loud. You could say it in your mind. You could scream it in your mind. You could telegraph it to the Most High. You could burn incense and say it out loud. If you're sincere and wholeheartedly and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Now mine eyes shall be open and my ears attent unto the prayer that is made in this place. So if that's true, then the Levites, they did the right thing and they sought the Most High and they got free. Now, freedom, total freedom, be like, we are on top. Now we got to wait on Yahushua. Because every day people are getting written in the book of life, being sealed in. Because they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing with gladness in their heart. There are people out here that they're doing things and it's a burden. It's a burden to them. Now, you ain't got it. You suffering. You ask for help. Yeah. It's like, damn, it's hard. Yeah, I get it. That's different. When you, Most High, always asking for this. The Most High, always doing. Why I have to do it? That's the same thing our ancestors were doing in the wilderness, murmuring. What happened to them? What happened to them? You know what happened to them. But in this case, with the Haitian Revolution, the Most High said, okay, I hear y'all. Now, I got you. Bam. But I got you. Most High freed our people. And it's the same thing that happened here. Exodus chapter 13. Let's go there. Exodus chapter 13. And let's start at verse 21. Right? And the Lord went before them by day in the pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. which is beautiful. Come on. See, if your parents love you, they're allowed to do what you want, or do they discipline you to teach you certain lessons? You have to be taught. The Most High is going to chastise whom He loves. There's no parent that's going to allow you to do what you want and get hurt and stick a fork in a wall outlet for you to learn a lesson. That's no. As a parent, I'm going to make sure that you're safe. Sometimes you're not, as a child, and we're all children of the Most High. Children. I mean, like, we be hard-headed sometimes. We're like, damn, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this, breaking the law. I'm going to do that, breaking the law. Most times like, you want to, okay, you want to go there? Oh, all right, bet. And he chastises us. If your father loves you, he's going to chastise you. Right? But like I said, during the Haitian Revolution, why would we pray to a man that oppresses us on the island that we live? Don't make no sense. You would not pray to a same person that's shooting you, killing you, and taking resources from your island and making you work to get coffee, gold, rice, sugar from the land where you live. Meanwhile, they ask you to bring them soup, pumpkin soup or soup jumu, and they're making you whistle while you bring that food to them. And it's called the white whistle. Why it's called white whistling? Because they don't make sure that you don't eat none of that soup while you bringing it over. But people want to break bread with these people and go to the so-called New Year ball drop. Meanwhile, they keep all them spheres in the basement as souvenirs. And keep in mind, okay, let's say they had a ritual, right? Did you know that those rituals were a place for the people to meet, to plan, to strategize against the heathen? They will come together for political, cultural ideals, and to hear pro-independent speakers speak on what they should do to beat down the French, to make sure that, we get out of under them people. So why would we think that we're going to pray to a white man when he's the one beating us and taking everything? And on top of that, making us pay $400 million for our independence. Why would you pray for that man? There's no way we're going to pray. Ain't no way. Which is why the Most High allowed our people to kick them out. And since then, the Levites have never had peace. The Haitians have never had peace. The white man has had his boot over there since 1719. Right? The Americans was there. The French was there. And they made us pay $400 million to leave us alone. And even now, the iridium is over there, which is $4,500 an ounce. And they won't leave until they mine every crumb of that rock. So us not being free is because our people don't want to listen and get down with the Most High and be on the same page as the Lord. And every year they repeat the same thing, expecting different results, which is basically Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Because I'm not going to bring notoriety to a white man that don't give a damn about us. And we know who we're talking about. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Because they come to the island and they give us Monsanto seeds, and then the Most High put it on the spirit of a man to be, we're not going to plant those. They burned them. And not to toot the horn of my own tribe, but to bring about understanding to all the people, my people, that if an island like that could beat down Napoleon, the French, and anybody that tried to come before, imagine what all the 12 tribes could do under the leadership of the Yahweh Shai and the Most High. If they get down on the same page and listen to these scriptures and not celebrate New Year's or Christmas or Valentine's Day, which are all holidays created to match their calendar and accounting book to make money. Right? So I pray that y'all share this video and have people stop saying Happy New Year when the New Year's in March. And have them understand what's going on, that why they never could hold that New Year's resolution, why they can't keep what they plan ahead, what they wanted to do, what they wanted to study, what they want to learn, because it's too hard. It's the beginning of the year. I have time. No, I guarantee you, everybody in this chat, I guarantee you start the new year or that these people have in March. In the spring, when the sun is closer to the earth, it gives you more energy. And also seeing the birds chirp, the flowers in the trees. Because in New York, around my way, there's a tree on East 80th that blooms every year. You would swear I'm in Japan when I'm passing that tree. The petals fall. I feel like, wow, that's beautiful. It put a little bit of pep in your step. A little bit of oomph in your voice, a little bit of beauty in your smile. You feel your cheeks like getting more energy, more vitality, it's a different vibe. You can't have that vibe at the wrong time. And it's all calculated. By the time you reach spring, you're celebrating what? St. Patrick's Day? What the hell is that? And then you celebrating April Fools? So they're making fun of certain holidays. You have to remember who you are. Remember what your timing is. You're not on the timing or their timing. You're on the Lord's timing. Once you get on the Lord's timing, you will see things come towards you rather than go towards it. You're trying to force yourself or work harder than you need to be. You don't need to work that hard. Once I make it easy. Strawberries, cherries, they're sweet. They're sweet during that season. And you eat them, all right. You got a bit of pepper in that step. I'm feeling it. And you know it's true because certain fruits and vegetables grow in summer, like we said before, that have more effect during that time than if they grow in the winter. And the things that we eat in the winter have effects at that particular time because Most High set it up that way to help you be more in tune and protected during those times, during those seasons. The Bible and the calendars and the feasts are agricultural. We are agricultural people. We are people that go with the flow. And people that like going with the flow, you know what I mean. Once you're in the flow, you in that flow, everything in your life gonna be in flow. Money flow is the last thing. Let's get the Most High, get on the Most High's flow first. At the top. Then after that, boom, everything else going to line up because you're in tune with the season and the time and not allowing other people to change your time. All right? So with that, I appreciate y'all for coming, for listening to me babble on and speak and bring out facts. And hopefully y'all share this video, share with everybody that you know. And we need also people to come to camp, brothers that come to camp in New York and Delaware, and so we could come out and bring this truth, bring this understanding, get him out of that stupor that they have. You know what I'm saying? We need the men to come out there and come come do the work with us. Do the work. This is the real work. Everybody got a job, but that job is not gonna give you a better life in the next life. The Egyptian tried that. They couldn't bring it with them. But we're offering not us, but the Most High, Salah, Most High. Most High is offering us an opportunity to make our election sure, to put your name in the books that count, the accounting book of the Lord, not the accounting book of man, but the so-called white man. We want to be in the accounting book of the Lord and do what we're supposed to do and go out there and do the work. Now, this weekend, this so-called Shabbat, Most High willing, I'm gonna be in Harlem around 125th Street. Gonna have people questions. We're gonna find out what y'all about, if y'all know the scriptures. And we're gonna go about different parts of New York, Bronx. You know, we're gonna go to the Bronx. We're gonna go to Brooklyn. We're gonna go different parts of Manhattan. We're gonna go to Queens. And we're gonna ask questions. We're gonna see if the people in New York know what they know, which borough is the best. We're gonna make a competition out of it. We're gonna see if y'all know y'all scriptures. In every city we go to, Most High willing, we go to Cleveland. We're gonna be out there, Most High willing. We're gonna go to, different parts of the U.S. Most High willing give us the faculty to do that. We're gonna be out there and ask questions, and we're gonna see if our people know which is the top city with scriptures on their mind. Good. If you come down here, hey, if the sisters, brothers, children come down here, we ask questions. If the children put y'all to shame, then man, I won't be happy though, because the children have to be a representative of their parents. So with that, Tawada, thank you, merci for being here and listening to me ramble on. To next week and the next class. Shalom.